Unapologetic with DrG, where I get to hang out with some magnificent people. And let me tell you all, today I am honored. And it is such a huge pleasure, especially when you get to meet someone who's a first generation anything, or especially as a first Black woman. So today we have with us Miss Tammy Allen, Esquire of the Pardon Attorney. And you know what? First of all, I did. If you have not gone and check out my write up on her, go check it out because we're not going to talk about that today. So, Tammy, introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are, what you do briefly, and then let us know what you are unapologetic about in this moment.
Thank you so much for having me. First and foremost, thank you, thank you. And then also thank you for the beautiful write up that you did on me. It is amazing. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So, hi everybody. I'm attorney Tammy Allison, and I am the founder and managing member of the Pardon Attorney. It is the third expert federal executive clemency law firm in the United States, and I am the first Black owned. Uh, I focus exclusively on federal executive clemency, and I have a little twist on it where I say clemency through ownership. Um, Clemency is forgiveness for those of you that don't know, and a lot of people misappropriately just call it like a presidential pardon, but it's actually called federal executive clemency, and a pardon and a commutation fall under that. Um, so, yes, that's who I am. And yeah,
What are you unapologetic about in this moment?
I am unapologetic about the fact that I'm sitting in this car. Yes. I got my hair done a little while ago. I'm a little embarrassed to say. But there have been a couple of very important phone calls that have come, and I think a lot of us busy professionals know when we're having those very important calls, you kind of just need to be grounded and stay still. It's, the type of calls where you cannot be driving and talking. You're like thinking, you're strategizing. And then, had this wonderful opportunity to talk to you. So uh, definitely needed to stay put. I think it's working.
It is working and you still slaying, even especially since you are coming from the hairdresser, so people are getting
Yes.
to see you in your finest raw self, and which it really
Yes.
technically is not because you're made and laid still. So you can't
But
really
wait,
say that.
she washed my natural hair and flat twisted it, right? But I think the water got on this eyelash because this one fell off. And now I think, let me just,
You know, so let's talk about your really busy schedule because you're unapologetic about sitting in your vehicle working. What is your day like that you've been grounded and sitting in one place? At least you did go and get your hair done, that's always important. But what is your day really like that drives you to have to really sit there, and how does that make you feel?
well, we can start with the how it makes me feel. It makes me overwhelmed and excited, and optimistic about the mission of what I set out to do that I had no idea would resonate with so many people. Um, what my day looks like, it's been a lot. I just separated from federal government after 12 years with the United States Department of Justice, and just in October, and launched on November 1st. And from the launch date until now, it's been nonstop, which is a good thing. So there's a lot of playing catch up, so to speak, making sure all of the systems are in place so that I can give all of my clients the best experience possible, as well as still conveying this very important message of clemency through ownership. And a lot of that has to do with educating the general public as well as fellow attorneys, because so many people don't even know what clemency is. So when an opportunity presents itself for me to spread awareness about clemency, I need to be present and I need to convey the message in the right way. And it requires some attention and for me to be still, which is why I'm in the car, because the calls have been, back to back and nonstop. So that is what, my 1 month and 3 days of owning this law firm has been like. But I'm definitely blessed and thankful that so many people are excited about learning about clemency and what I'm trying to do with arming not only the incarcerated and formerly incarcerated individuals with the knowledge of ownership, but also allowing the world, an inside peek into what federal executive clemency is.
Yes, which I find absolutely fascinating. Just when, when you and I were doing the whole interview portion of it, so who is Tammy Allison away from that, the non attorney? Who are you outside of making all of these decisions and helping the world? Who are you?
Thank you. I usually always tell people that I'm Tammy. I'm just silly, I'm goofy. I'm Tammy, and my choice of profession just happens to be law. So I don't lead with, the fact that I am an attorney or what I'm doing currently. I'm, black girl from Texas. I worked really hard to get to where I am. And I'm a mom to a beautiful 6-year-old boy, and I'm a friend, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter. I'm, all of those things. But most importantly, I'm goofy and silly, and I don't take myself too seriously. So,
Well, I'm sure you had to sacrifice a lot to get to where you are now. And so, for anyone who is out there, I mean, just law and stepping away from the government and
ooh,
tapping into your own, what would you say to someone who is interested in doing that, or just, looking at a very difficult profession that you're coming into because you are the first Black, pardon attorney? That's a lot because I was just putting out, I think yesterday I dropped a interview where I talk about how hard it is for a Black woman especially to gain that seat at the table. And so
it is.
what is that like for you?
Wow. So,
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get deep
honestly,
real quick.
that is definitely deep. Honestly, I think the most important thing that anyone that's thinking about taking that leap of faith, anybody that's thinking about entering a profession, whether it's a law or anything, right? Or even leaving the stability of working for someone else to launching your own business. The key is you have to just put your head down and do the work without thinking about that you are, the first, that you're black, that you're a woman, any of that. You think about doing doing the work well, and the hard work, the quality work that is produced from the hard work will
Mhm.
never, ever, ever, ever go unrecognized. So that is what I have to say to anyone thinking about any type of career transition or entering into a profession, whether it's school, anything, don't compare yourself to anyone else. Put your head down, do the work. You got it. Don't compare yourself. Like, one person may know how to take a test better than you, but you know that you cannot
Yeah.
not outwork that person, right? So it's all about tapping into what you know that you know that you know that you can do.
Yeah, and what you can't do, you need to know how to do and find out how to do it.
Yeah,
That's kind of what keeps you competitive. That's one thing about you, just deciding to not only just step away, but launching something that is so possible, and you're opening doors because people who don't know now will have an opportunity to connect with you, especially for someone who's going through that, or family member that's going through that, or somebody choosing to go to law school not realizing that this is a type of law.
yes,
I myself I have never heard of it at all. So it was fascinating to see because typically what you hear about is criminal law, You hear about, what is it, white collar crimes and people who do that type of law, business law, but you never, and they don't really talk about, laws pertaining to federal executive orders and
Yeah.
clemency and pardons and all of those things. So I just think what you're doing is admirable.
Thank
And
you.
I know that, we are going to see you make your mark heavily, and your footprint, it's already started.
Oh,
Really
thank you.
has, it has already started. And so
Thank
tell
you.
everyone how they can connect with you, how they can be a part of any of the programs. I know you offer, especially being able to have conversations about these very difficult conversations about, um, what is it, racial justice and racial bias. So how can everybody connect with you?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Um, if anyone is interested, you can connect with me on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter under the same handle at Pardon Attorney. The website is thepardonattorney.com. Uh, Obviously, we've talked about clemency through ownership. I practice, federal executive clemency, but in addition to that, with the ownership, I focus on, the business law, setting up your business through whether it's an LLC, having an operating agreement in place, having the business protect their intellectual property, right? The trademark, the copyright, the patent, as well as enforcing and defending against those infringements that can happen with intellectual property. Um, so I also practice those areas of law. So that's at thepardonattorney.com. As it relates to diversity, equity, and inclusion, the consulting and trainings, and also workplace investigations, that's under my company, Own Your Passion. Um, and that is ownyourpassionllc.com. The Instagram and Facebook handle is at Own Your Passion. Um, so that's how I can be connected with. And I just really appreciate you for allowing me the ability to speak to you and to spread knowledge about federal executive clemency, dispel a lot of the many misconceptions about it, as well as just being me and being unapologetic in every sense of the word. So thank you so, so much. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're so welcome. And again, we're going to be following you, and everybody connect with her. This is just the beginning. See, she just stepped away. Now all of her time can be focused on this and
Yes,
and
yes.
making time for herself as well. Tune in for the next episode. I appreciate you for, coming, checking out my channel, and don't forget to subscribe. And on that note, that is your unapologetic moment with Dr. G.
Thank you. Bye.
Let's see. Okay. Thank you so